Hello, what is up, Big Macs? So today I wanted to talk about some disadvantages that only a few of us will know about. So throughout life, you will probably hear that people who have siblings tend to think that their youngest sibling always has it the easiest and always just gets whatever they want and they just have the best time ever, while the older siblings just get beat to shit from their parents and they don't give a shit what the youngest one does. But contrary to popular belief, this is not always the case. Yes, there are actually quite a few disadvantages of being the youngest sibling. And me, myself, being the youngest of 3 siblings, I know these to be true, and I thought I would make a list and share them with you guys. So guys, these are some of the disadvantages of being the youngest sibling. Now this is one that youngest siblings know too well, and that is being compared to your older siblings. Yes, throughout life, you are constantly compared to your siblings. You are always compared to how they act, how they think, and people just tend to think that just because your older sibling thinks one way, that you are going to be the exact same copy of them. This is especially true in like high school and elementary school, when your siblings have teachers before you, and then when you reach that same grade, you're in the same class with that teacher, and the first thing that that teacher always says is, "Oh, I see we have another McMillan in this class. Your sister is very smart, so I expect the same as you. 100% every time on every test. Thanks a lot, sisters. Because of you, now I'm expected to get perfect in everything. I can't do that." And then if you never live up to the expectations of, like, if you have great older siblings and people think very highly of them, and you don't live up to that, you're just like a huge disappointment to everybody else. I mean, sorry, us youngest people want to have our own personalities and opinions too. I don't know why you just assume because my older siblings act one way that I'm going to be the exact same. The only time this works in our advantage sometimes is that if we have a dickhead of an older sibling and then we just turn out to be kind of okay. Like everybody knows, your older brother Johnny is the guy who stabbed a bunch of people in the eye, but you just pushed one old man down the stairs, so you're not as bad as him. But yes, just because we have older siblings does not mean that we are going to be the exact same as them. We are our own people with our own thoughts. Now this next disadvantage is something that I don't really think too many people think about, but us younger siblings always think about this every single day. And that is, we have to do things earlier in life than our siblings. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me explain. So say your parents set an age for you to start doing chores when you're a kid. So say your oldest sibling is like 12, and you're 7. So your parents are like, now that you're 12, you're going to have to start doing all of these chores to your oldest sibling. And you, as the young sibling who is age 7, thinks, wow, in a couple of years, I'm going to have to start doing this too. Well, we all know that that isn't true, that you are going to have to start doing chores at the age of 7. Because what will happen is all the older siblings will complain about how you, the young sibling, are getting babied and you don't have to do any chores, and clearly your parents love you more and blah blah blah. And then eventually, after all that bullshit, your parents just decide, fuck it, you are now doing chores as well. And as the youngest sibling, you think, wow, this is totally not fair. Just because they bitched and complained, I'm younger than them. I should have to wait till I'm the same age that they were when they started doing these things. I really don't know how to explain this one. This one is just, it's very hard to explain, but hopefully you guys understand this whole thing. Either way, to try and explain this in the short way, we get shafted and we have to start doing chores earlier in our life than our siblings had to in theirs. Now this next one is ones that younger siblings know oh too well, and that is hand-me-downs. Yes, whenever your older sibling gets to go and get new clothes, you get their old clothes, because isn't that awesome? And what makes it even more worse is if you're the youngest of 3, you get hand-me-downs of hand-me-downs. Yes, you just get shafted with all the shit that your siblings didn't want to wear anymore, and your parents don't want to buy you new clothes, so you just get their old clothes. This is also especially weird when you have 2 older sisters and you're the youngest and you're a guy. Yeah, childhood was not fun. What also sucks is that some people tend to forget that younger siblings tend to sometimes be taller and bigger than their older siblings, so getting their hand-me-downs sometimes can look like this. Mom, how come Jenny gets new clothes and I have to wear her old baseball jersey that she wore when she was 5? Not a pretty sight for anyone. But yes, as the youngest sibling, we have to wait for forever until we actually get new, decent clothes. I mean, we spend most of our childhood looking like our parents shopped at Value Village and only bought us things that were 2 sizes too small. Now this next one is one that us babies of the family are just tired of hearing. And that is when we see a relative that we haven't seen in a while, their reaction is always something like this. James, look how big you've gotten. Oh my God, remember the last time you were just so tiny and now you've gotten so big. But you'll still be my little baby. I mean, it's like your relatives literally just forgot how being a human works. I mean, you started off as a baby, and now you're an adult. Why is it surprising that I've gotten bigger? I don't know. Now this last one is something that our older siblings will never let us live down, never let us forget, and will tell us through, like, literally every day about this. And that is that our older siblings will constantly complain about how we youngest siblings are apparently getting away with things that they never could when they were our age. And that is because our parents have already had kids. They've raised them and they've survived, so they're just kind of like at the point in their lives where they're like, ah, fuck it, this kid will survive. We raised 2 kids and they turned out fine. This kid is gonna be okay. Let's not worry as much and let's see how that goes. Fingers crossed that they don't die. But yes, as the youngest sibling, we are constantly told by our older siblings that our parents love us the best and how we get away with everything that they never would have. But the truth is, our parents have already raised other kids and have gone through all the worrying about these other kids that by the time it comes to us youngest siblings, they have no more parenting left in them and they just hope that we don't show up dead one day. But anyway, guys, that is it. Those are some disadvantages of being the youngest sibling. Also, guys, if you are the youngest sibling, let me know what you think some disadvantages of being the youngest in the family are in the comments down below. And also, if you guys did enjoy this, I would love it if you did click the thumbs up and maybe even the subscribe button down below. That would be super awesome and amazing. But anyway, Big Macs, once again, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and that is going to be it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.